And welcome along and welcome back to Six Ashes. We are in the TW25 today. We've got the Ford baler on the back, so left over from last time, and we've headed down here. And now I've been doing a little bit of research with missions and getting the straw from missions and things like that, and seeing where I go. So what we got here is field 32. Last time you might remember that we managed to finish harvesting this, but we didn't actually get the mission completed because we hadn't actually delivered everything. And holding off has meant that we can actually bale this up and get the straw off this field. So yeah, I've been experimenting a little bit and seeing if we can actually do straw from missions after the mission. And as long as you don't complete the mission and then save the game and leave and come back, then you can still work the field very, very easily. And therefore we're able to actually get this fairly large field nicely done and baled. So that's what we're going to do today. We've got that to get done. Now, what that does mean is that field 72, which I also did last time, but we completed, I can't actually bale the straw up from. Also, field 5, which we'd previously done, but has been completed, we can't do that one either. So it's, I think I'm very much going towards an idea of putting all of the grain I get from a mission into my grain store, getting everything I want done on the field done, and then going and delivering the grain at the end. Because you also end up delivering less grain because of that as well. So it's kind of an interesting little experiment, I think, that we've been doing with missions here. That shows, you know, exactly how to make the most of your missions. The other thing that you get from doing things that way, from storing the grain and then taking it to the sell point afterwards, is you actually end up delivering less grain overall and keeping more for yourself, because the mission on the field is complete and it takes ever so slightly less than to actually complete, is what I found in the past. So yeah, that works really, really well, as is this baler. We are trundling along through here. Hopefully we'll get all this baled up and we'll be able to get ourselves nicely collected up a little bit later. Now, next to baling this field up, we actually have 2 more fields left to harvest. We've got field 35, which is just through the other side of the yard at the other end of this field. We also have field 74 up near Sprouts Farmers Market to do too. So we're looking at getting both of those done probably next time. I think we've got the Lexian right up the top ready to do that, and then we've got our little Ford class combine down here ready to go as well. So it's we should be able to do that fairly easily. We're going to take this baler up to the top as well by field 74. That field should produce straw as well, and we should be able to make some money off that. So that will be a really good one. And overall, I think we're going to end up with over 100,000, especially once we've baled this field. I mean, this is producing a lot of bales. I don't know if we're actually able to see on here how many bales we've created today. No, so the ones we're creating on this field are not counting towards our bale count, unfortunately. Would be good, but yeah, because it's mission straw, and although we're able to just sell it ourselves, it doesn't count towards the bale count, so we don't get a good idea. But we do have a lot of bales to collect here and a lot of bales to collect up the top, actually up on field 5, and that's where we've got the other class tractor at the moment. Both are yeah, both are fairly big fields to get done. Field 5 isn't huge, but it's got more than a trailer with what we'd actually already harvested on it. And fields, this field, I think we must already have a trailer's worth off here, just doing the headlands. You know, that's quite a big amount of straw we're getting off here. I'm stopping on a regular basis to unload, so yeah. This is going to be a very profitable day, I think. Coming to the end of the headland now, and I can't believe how dirty my baler has got already. Just from driving around these headlands. I gave it a good wash before we came down here, because it was basically one big covering of dust and mud and muck. And I washed the TW25 at the same time. Yeah, that is mucky. It's not good at all, but it is doing the job, so aesthetics is less of a worry. But coming around the bottom here, oh, this T-dub has the turning circle of a cruise liner. It really does. It's not easy to get turned in the right way, but we do have a really decent number of bales off this field already. We are now moving into doing the main part and doing the up and downs. So something else, I can't remember if I mentioned this earlier. If you complete a contract and you save and come away, it's not just the baling you can't do. If you leave any crop sitting around the field as well, that won't work either. You can't use the harvester to get any excess crop up, because I found that when I tried to clean up field 72 a little bit. There's a bit of crop hanging around the field there, which would have been nice to have picked up, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do, because we completed the contract and then we went away. So yeah, it's an important thing that if you are trying to get more off a field that you've got a contract on, don't complete it. Make sure you hold it in an incomplete state until you've done everything you want to do on the field, and then go from there. I think it's just a really good way to look at it, and it's going to be a way that I approach things going forwards, because that way I know that I'm going to get the most out of every contract in every field that I do when I'm doing them. There we go. Just as we are off this one, we are going to make a ton of money off this, and thankfully it's because last time we didn't complete this contract. Now we're stretching this day out, that we've been doing all this harvest quite a bit, and the reason for that is because we've got rain on the way. Autumn seems to want to throw rain at us again here on Six Ashes. So yeah, we've got to get all of this straw baled and collected and done today. We also need to finish off the last 2 harvest contracts we've got that are bringing us in the money, because if we don't finish off those, we're unlikely to have time before those basically run out and disappear. So it's yeah, it's needs all doing this last day of summer, in order for us to make the most from it. What it probably means is I'll have a little skipper forward during winter, or we'll do some we'll skip, we'll do 2 days in one or something like that when we hit a winter point, just so that we can get a little bit back on track. This is episode 90 though, so yeah, we're getting bigger, closer and closer to that big 100 here, and the question really is, where do we go from here on Six Ashes? We've got a brilliant farm set up, we've got all the equipment we need for where we're farming. I think we're probably gonna have to have a look, if we continue, at which fields we want to be doing, and seeing where we can expand our farm to next. It's going to be a really good thought on where we go. I mean, we're going to enter. We've done one field of harvest and not sold anything yet this year. So we're entering harvest this year with a good stack of money already before we even start moving any further into this year's harvest. We've got onions and we got carrots that we're going to get. We're not going to get anything from the oats. There's no way I'm expecting our field of oats to grow in time at all. We'll see. It may surprise us. I think that if we look at here, yeah, you can see the rain. Look at this. We've got some at midnight and then 9 a.m. and 12. It is a good drying day, so it may dry out next day. But I don't think we may have a harvest contract or two to do. What was I looking for? Oh, yes, here we go. So harvest time for the oats is early autumn. They are nowhere near grown enough. So yeah, we're not going to get that field of oats this year. That is gone and had it. We need to make sure we either don't plant oats next year, which we could get away with. We have plenty of oats in storage for our cows, and maybe we should plant something else, or we've got to make sure we plant winter oats this year, which, considering looking at our rotation, our oats go in after the soybeans, is not hopeful. But we'll see how we go. The soybeans are doing well, so we'll see where they are. But that is that done. Very, very nicely. We might look at simplifying things even, because that is quite a few crops we've got in rotation. I think it might be wise to sort of simplify things down to 4 crops if we can, and go from there. Try and reduce how much we're covering and how much we're doing would be a good way to go. I'm very much thinking, the more I go on, and with these series and with seasons and everything, working on a 4-crop setup on the farm reduces our costs and also allows me to get a good rotation going. I think any more than that and you start getting overcomplicated. And I found that on Bessie Beneath, I found that on here, I found that on Chellington, I'm finding it a little bit on American Life Farming at the moment. I think keeping the crop simple, keeping it down to just a few crops rather than trying to do stuff, you know, do a massive amount of crops, will just make a big difference to how difficult things are for me. I'm kind of glad I wasn't able to bale up field 72. It was all slope and we would have had rolling bales, and to be perfectly honest, this field is going to bring us in a very nice big income in bales anyway. You know, all freshly done. We have nearly a full trailer of bales up on field 5 as well. While we haven't been able to bale that whole field, there was a decent number of bales there, and I can pick the bales up from that field. I just can't bale any extra straw from it. So yeah, that should work out nice. We'll have a good set of bales from that. We'll have a good set of bales from this. It is just so much straw here. The 8,900 Lexian, or the 8,900 Lexian, that is just a huge amount of straw that gets dropped from the back of that. As you can see from the piles that we get, that we struggle to get over with the baler, and it's just, we've got these nice wide swaths, so it's not taking us quite so long to get this field baled up, which is good. I'm very pleased, but there's so many bales on here. Gonna give us a good payday extra off this field. And then once we got the Lexian done on the field up the top, field 74 next time, we can complete this contract. And in completing this contract, we will be able to get the money from this and the money from all these harvesting contracts, which is a decent whack, I think. basically it's 3,000, 8,000. There's a good 20. Yeah, there's a good 20,000's worth, 20,000 to 25,000 maybe worth of harvesting contracts here, which is brilliant. I mean, that is just absolutely fantastic. So we should make a decent amount of money off here just from the harvesting contracts. Then we got all these bale sales on top. Plus we've got the excess crop as well. We've stored a little bit of crop too. Let's have a look in here. We've got, we stored, yeah, 6,900 of wheat. We've stored 6,000 oats. We've got 18 of those. I don't know where those soybeans come from. Have we got soybeans to sell that we've forgotten about? That's a good question. We've got 26,000 litres canola. That's our crop from this year. But we also managed to get some tritical. We've got 5,000 litres of that, and we've got 3,000 litres of spelt. Interestingly, that we've only got 3,000 litres of the spelt, because we didn't seem to get as much off this field as I was expecting. So yeah, it's a little bit weird that the excess for the spelt was much lower than I expected. Right, let's back this up. As I said, this thing has the turning circle of a cruise liner. Don't remember that being true when I drove one myself, but yeah, it does not turn very quickly. And through. There we go. And through we go. Is this actually? Oh no, it is. I thought that there wasn't any wear and tear on this. It's just, no, that's dirt, isn't it? That's dirt on the back there. There is no wear and tear on this tractor. I know that it's not the greatest convert from FS19 this, but it looks like there's no wear and tear mapping on it either. So yeah, I'm hoping that in FS 22 we're gonna get a nice set of T-dubs again. We've got the nice 10 series. I know that I can bring those over fairly easily, but I'd like a new T-dub. I mean, the possibility is to take this in and see if I can convert this and do this up to scratch. But it would need full. I think this would need the full UMID mapping done on it as well. So yeah, there's work to be done on this tractor to make it up to scratch. It looks nice, but it is missing some of the features that FS19 has. And here we come up to the end of the field. Ooh, we are so close to a bale. We have got a few bits of stuff of straw hanging around the field. I don't think it's enough. Yeah, it's going to be tough to actually find enough straw to complete this, I think. These bits that we've got hanging around the field, these are from all the large piles that we had, but you can see they're giving us maybe 1%, and yeah, I don't think there's another 9 piles of these sitting around the field. In fact, no, I think these might be the last couple. 92, 94. Ooh, that actually gives me hope. 95, 96. Yeah, there's a few bits around here now. I think we get one more bale off here. We can actually unload this bale as an incomplete bale, but I'd rather not. And there is straw around this field. 98. Yeah, we can do this. There we go. Right, turn off the baler. We will get this bale in line and then unload. Perfect. Right. So this tractor now needs to go up to field 74, ready to do that with the big Lexion. We're going to head up to field 5 though and grab the class tractor so that we can finish collecting bales up there and then pop down here and pick up some and then collect up this field as well. And hopefully make a bit of cash that way. So up this top end of the map, we got field 74. Let's just bring this up here, and then we can park this up. And this is where I put the Lexion. This is slightly larger than field 32, which is our other outstanding harvest contract. So I'm going to leave this here like so. And then we can head over to this tractor here, the Class Axion. And we've got 20 bales on here at the moment. We've got more than 4 bales left in this field. Oh, wow. Well, more than 4 bales left in this field. So we need to get these collected up and sold. Once we've got these collected up and sold, we got to get the rest off this field. And then we got to get the ones off the field at the bottom. It's quite a lot of bales we still have to collect and sell on this map at the moment. It's been a very busy harvest. As I said last time, it's been a crazy harvest. It really has. We have a huge amount of bales still to get off here. So I'm gonna go and get these sold. We're gonna sell the other batch as well, and then head back down to the bottom and get the other bales collected up and sold as well. So we got another 10 bales off field 5, so it's 34 in total. We're now up to 86,000 on our money. I think this might get us as high as 90. In fact, I'm fairly sure that we're going to go over 90,000 with this delivery. So let's get this up to here and see if we can swing this trailer around far enough. It's this blue car always in my way. You need to go fairly sharp round to avoid it, and then back it up like so. There we go. So yeah, I'm expecting about 92,000 off unloading this in here, which will be absolutely amazing. Just will show so much as to how much we're gonna make off this next field once we go and do that. And that is not it, surely. No, I think what bale stuck on the end. There we go. 90,000. I was expecting a little bit more, but still, I'm not gonna be unhappy with hitting 90,000 off a field that I hadn't thought about us still needing to get bales off. You can see up there, field 72, all that straw on there that we can't collect because we completed the contract and then saved the game and came back to it later. So left the game, came back, and we no longer have access to that land. So it's a really interesting thing I've not come across in contracts before. If you complete a contract and close the game, you no longer have access to that land. Even though the contract essentially still continues, it counts it as completed and you can't do anything more with it. Really interesting, that. Right, let's head down to field 32 and get these bales collected up and see how many we have kicking around this field. So here we come around here. Getting long trailers into this big field is not easy. Almost everywhere else on this map has double gates to get into fields. This one here, huge field, would really have done well with a double gate to get into it, and yeah, it doesn't have it, and as a result it's really tight and really difficult to get into. I think we're gonna have probably 3 trips around this field to get all these bales off. There could be as many as 70 odd bales on here easily. And as a result, I think, whoa, oh, that was close. As a result, I think we're going to have at least 3 trips off this field, which is great. I mean, that is going to be a very large amount of money. We make a really decent amount with every load of these we take. We've more than paid for this hiring this bale stacker. Easily paid for hiring this bale stacker several times over at this point. And so just going around and getting this to do this job is going to work out well for us. And yeah, definitely having the straw from missions has been very, very useful in generating us some extra income. Then we're making more from the straw than we are from the actual contract, to be honest. It's like 8,000 for the contract. We make more than that in just one set of bales from a field, and we're gonna get 3 off this, 2.5, 3. So yeah, that's huge. We're actually getting them up quicker than I expected. I don't know if there are that as many as I thought. They're collecting up because we've only got 16 on here so far, and we're almost halfway through the field. That's a little bit concerning. Not awful, but yeah, a little bit concerning. Bring this round, see if we can position ourselves as well as possible to pick these up. There we go. So just 3 more. 1 there. 2 there. And then the 3rd here. Right, let's go and see. We've got a fairly good number here that we can judge this with. Let's take this back up to the sell point and see how much these 24 bales are going to make us. So here we are back up the animal market. We'll get ourselves positioned again. Like so. This is the best place I've found to get to get this backed in. Everywhere else requires some really difficult maneuvering. This, no, you can get there and just then reverse straight back like that. I think. There we go. And unload. How far back are we into here? Yeah, far enough that we can get a good unload. And away we go. 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 9,000 roughly that we make from that. I thought that was higher, if I'm honest, but as I said, I'm quite happy to be making £9,000 extra. That is more than we get paid for the contract. I mean, the contract itself is only worth 8,000. So definitely worth having the straw at missions and being able to make the extra cash off it, because yeah, we get quite a bit more from the contract doing it this way. My second run through the field, and it's looking like we're gonna end up with a well, with about 2.5 loads. Looking at this, we've got 20. Oh. We got 21 on here now, so we're going to be grabbing another 3 bales. There's only really 1 more row out there with a couple of stragglers at the end. So yeah, it's not going to be a full trailer, but it is going to be probably about half a trailer, which is great. So we're looking at about 20. We're still looking at about 20,000 off this field. which is absolutely fantastic news. So we're going to go drop these off. We'll then head back up here and grab those last few bales. And we'll see how much money we end up with. So off the last trailer of bales, we made about 9,500-ish. We ended up going from 99,000 to 109,000. So it can't be that we made more for the trailer than we did the previous one. So I think it must be a bit of a, you know, we sort of make 9.5. Maybe just under 10 for each trailer. We've got another 11 bales here. This finishes off the field and finishes off our work. Now this should throw us up to about 100 and I'm gonna say 113,000. I think we're gonna end up with after this. Let's push this. Yeah, let that unload there. It should hopefully mean that they all go in at the same time if I position them right and let them go. There we go. 4,474 pound. Take us up to 14,109. So I'm happy with that. That's really good. Still 2 fields left to harvest, which we will attack next time. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with that. Going into having only harvested one of our crops this year, we have 114,000 in the bank. That is massive. That is absolutely brilliant. Sets us up really, really nicely going forwards. And yeah, with a couple of contracts still outstanding. So I'm going to leave this here for today. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.